Hey Dodgers fans, what a night to remember in Milwaukee. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series set the tone for this series. And if you didn't see it live, let me tell you, it was a performance for the ages. Blake Snell completely stole the spotlight, delivering one of the most dominant outings you could imagine. He pitched 8 innings, allowed just a single hit, struck out 10 batters, and walked none. That is sheer mastery on the mound. The way he retired the last 17 batters in a row was almost cinematic, like watching a seasoned artist at work. It didn't matter if it was the first inning or the 8th, he was calm, precise, and absolutely untouchable. Honestly, there were moments I had to pinch myself just to make sure I was watching real life. The presence, the composure, and the sheer power he brought to that game were unlike anything I've seen in a long time. Now, I know there are always debates about pitch counts, and yes, he threw over 100 pitches, but the way he was dealing with the Brewers, it almost didn't matter. He was in complete control, and you could tell that every single batter stepping into the box was on his terms. When you see a pitcher like Snell perform at that level, it's hard not to get a little bit obsessed. You watch every movement, every release point, every subtle adjustment, because it all adds up to this incredible display of pitching dominance. And the Dodgers, they got exactly what they needed out of him. A tone-setting performance that gave their offense a chance to breathe, even though the bats weren't exploding early in the game. That's the beauty of postseason baseball. Sometimes a single pitch, a single inning, a single moment can shift the momentum entirely. It's also remarkable to put this in historical perspective. Blake Snell became the first pitcher in Major League Baseball postseason history to throw 8 or more innings, allow no more than 1 hit, walk 0, and strike out 10 or more. That's a record for the ages. To think that in a sport with over 100 years of postseason history, no one had accomplished this exact feat before is staggering. It puts him in a rarefied air alongside some of the greats, and honestly, it's performances like this that remind you why baseball can be so utterly captivating. The precision, the focus, the sheer competitiveness. It all comes together in a way that only the playoffs can produce. Of course, with greatness comes tough decisions. Snell was pulled after 8 innings, and while some people questioned it, the reasoning makes sense if you look at the bigger picture. Pitchers are managed with their long-term availability in mind, especially in the postseason. Game 5 is coming, and if the Dodgers want to lean on him again, keeping him fresh is a calculated risk. Still, you can't help but wonder what might have happened if he'd been allowed to finish the game. He had all the tools to throw the complete game, and for fans watching, it felt like the thrill of seeing history in real time was being cut short. Even when the bullpen took over, the tension didn't drop. Roki Sasaki came in, and while he's been fantastic in relief work this season, it's impossible to replicate the confidence you feel with someone as locked in as Snell on that night. Every pitch he threw had you holding your breath, and there were moments where it looked like the game could slip away, but in the end, the Dodgers managed to hold on. That's postseason baseball for you. A mix of brilliance, strategy, and nail-biting moments all rolled into one. Looking at the offense, the Dodgers didn't need to light up the scoreboard to secure this win. 2 runs were enough because the pitching set the tone so decisively. The Brewers played great defense, and there were some crazy moments on the field, including a play that might go down in history for its sheer complexity and execution. One of those double plays where you're left questioning, wait, what just happened? It's plays like these that make you appreciate how every small detail matters in baseball. The timing, the positioning, the split-second decisions, they all come together to create moments that fans will talk about for years. And even with a few tense situations, the Dodgers bats managed to do what was necessary. They got runners on base, manufactured opportunities, and trusted their pitchers to carry the weight when needed. It's a balance, a chess match between teams where every move counts. Blake Snell's performance also highlights the value of having an ace you can rely on in critical moments. When a pitcher can dominate a lineup to the extent that he did, it changes the entire complexion of a series. Opposing hitters start pressing, managers adjust, and the energy in the stadium shifts. That's what happened in Milwaukee. The momentum swung in favor of the Dodgers, and they were able to carry that into the rest of the game, even in moments when the bullpen had to step in. And that's the hallmark of postseason success. being able to rely on your stars to rise to the occasion while managing the game strategically. Snell's night also reminded us how rare these performances are. It's not every day that you see a pitcher face the minimum through 8 innings in the postseason, allowing no walks, striking out 10, and giving up just a single hit. To see that in modern baseball, with the emphasis on pitch counts and bullpen management, makes it even more remarkable. We've become accustomed to careful handling of pitchers, but when someone is on, when they're in the zone, there's nothing quite like it. The crowd senses it, the team feeds off it, and even the opposing side can feel the pressure. The mental aspect of pitching at that level is immense, and Snell showed not only physical skill, but also extraordinary mental focus. Every pitch, every batter, every situation, he was locked in from the first pitch to the last. And while the bullpen had its moments of stress, the foundation laid by Snell made all the difference. Roki Sasaki came in, handled his innings as best as possible, and the team navigated through a few tense situations. It wasn't perfect, but that's part of baseball. The unpredictability, the human element, the moments where one swing or one decision can change everything. The Dodgers, with their ace setting the stage, were able to weather those challenges, secure the win, and take Game 1 on the road. That's huge in terms of momentum, and it sets the tone for the series moving forward. On the offensive side, while only 2 runs were scored, it was enough to complement Snell's dominance. The team got runners on base, advanced them strategically, and made sure that when the opportunity arose, they capitalized. Baseball is as much about timing and execution as it is about power, and the Dodgers demonstrated that balance perfectly. They didn't need to explode for 10 runs to win. They relied on precision, smart base running, and trust in their pitcher. It's the kind of team effort that wins championships. Every player, every play, every moment mattered. And even in moments of tension, the Dodgers showed resilience, patience, and the kind of focus that separates contenders from pretenders. The historical significance of Snell's outing cannot be overstated. Joining legendary names in postseason history, facing the minimum through 8 innings, and achieving a combination of strikeouts, hits allowed, and walks that has never been seen before. It's the kind of performance that will be talked about for years. Fans watching live were witnessing history, and the players on the field were responding to that energy. Moments like these remind us why we love this game, why we watch every pitch, every inning, every postseason series. The drama, the skill, the strategy, it all comes together in perfect harmony on nights like this. Even with the pressure and the tension in the bullpen, the Dodgers managed to hold the lead. That's the beauty of baseball at this level. The combination of individual brilliance and team execution. Snell set the stage. The bullpen managed the high-leverage moments, and the offense did just enough to secure the win. It's a reminder that in the postseason, it's not always about overwhelming numbers. It's about timely performance, focus, and delivering when it matters most. The Dodgers now carry home field advantage and momentum into the next game. And if they continue to play at this level, this series could be very short. The confidence, the energy, and the execution on display in Game 1 set a high bar, but the team looks poised to meet it. Even with Blake Snell off the mound, the tension didn't disappear. Roki Sasaki came in to relieve, and instantly the dynamic of the game shifted. Sasaki has had some incredible outings this season, but stepping into a playoff game with a lead on the line brings a different kind of pressure. Every pitch mattered, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. He started strong, but as soon as he encountered a base runner, the nerves began to show. It's a reminder that even the most talented pitchers can have moments where the intensity of the postseason changes everything. The Dodgers fans watching held their breath with every swing, every contact, knowing that the smallest mistake could cost them the game. Sasaki's outing was a mix of brilliance and caution. He wasn't quite the aggressive, attack-the-zone version we've seen from him before. Instead, there's a sense of nibbling, testing the edges, trying to find that perfect spot. And it's understandable. Coming into a high-pressure situation mid-game isn't easy. Even though he managed to navigate through several batters, there were moments that made you question if the lead was truly safe. One walk here, a single there, and suddenly the tying run was threatening to cross the plate. That's postseason baseball for you. Every pitch is magnified, every decision scrutinized, and every result can swing the momentum in an instant. Then there was Trinidad stepping in afterward. The energy shifted again as he brought a different style to the mound. His pitches were moving with incredible lateral and vertical break, reminiscent of the kind of stuff you see from the elite aces. Velocity was solid, sitting in the mid to high 90s, and the movement added a layer of unpredictability that kept the Brewers guessing. But as with all pitchers, there's a bit of luck involved. One ball nearly hitting a batter, a close call here and there, could have completely flipped the game. Baseball is full of those fine margins, and last night, the Dodgers benefited from a few key breaks. Still, the important takeaway is that Trinidad showed flashes of brilliance, giving the team confidence that their bullpen could step up when mattered most. Offensively, the Dodgers faced a disciplined Brewers defense that executed some of the most extraordinary plays you could hope to see. There was a double play that left everyone scratching their heads, a sequence that could be replayed for years as a textbook example of defensive awareness and split-second decision-making. Watching it unfold in real time, you couldn't help but marvel at the athleticism and instincts on display. Even with these challenges, the Dodgers managed to manufacture the runs they needed, showing patience at the plate and a willingness to take advantage of every small window of opportunity. Timing, situational hitting, and smart base running all combined to ensure that the team could capitalize when it counted. Tension remained high throughout, especially in the late innings. Every pitch in the ninth was amplified by the weight of the moment. The game could have slipped away with a single swing, a single walk, or an unlucky bounce. But the Dodgers held their composure, and even when things looked dicey, the combination of veteran presence and young talent helped them navigate the final moments. Will Smith's base running, though imperfect at times, was part of the story, and the defense contributed where it could. These are the moments that define postseason baseball, the small, nuanced plays that collectively determine the outcome of a game and potentially a series. Looking at the broader picture, the Dodgers now carry an invaluable advantage into the rest of the series. Stealing Game 1 on the road is huge. It not only gives them momentum, but also puts pressure on the Brewers to respond. Postseason baseball is a game of adjustments, and having the first victory allows the Dodgers to dictate terms, set the tone, and play with a bit of freedom knowing they already have one win in the bag. Confidence matters, and after a performance like Snell's, the team feels it. Even with the bullpen handling high-pressure innings and the offense navigating tricky situations, the overall sense is that the Dodgers are in control, and the energy of that first victory will carry through the next games. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. In what could be one of the most unexpected moves of the offseason, whispers are spreading fast around Major League Baseball that the Los Angeles Dodgers have reportedly struck a deal to acquire all-star closer EMMANUEL CLASE. While nothing has been officially confirmed, multiple sources close to the situation describe the talks as advanced and the agreement virtually done. If true, this move would send shockwaves through the National League and possibly redefine the Dodgers' already elite pitching staff. CLASE, known for his electric cutter that regularly touches 100 miles per hour, has been one of the most dominant relievers in baseball since debuting with the Cleveland Guardians. He led the league in saves multiple times, and his combination of velocity, control, and intimidation on the mound made him a nightmare for opposing hitters. For the Dodgers, who struggled at times to find consistency in the late innings despite their powerhouse roster, adding CLASE could be the final piece of a championship puzzle. Speculation about the return package has been swirling, with insiders suggesting that Los Angeles may have parted with a pair of top prospects and possibly a young arm from their deep pitching pipeline. The Guardians, meanwhile, appear to be pivoting toward a youth-focused rebuild, making a blockbuster deal like this plausible. Still, the sheer audacity of the Dodgers, already boasting one of the highest payrolls in baseball, is what's making this rumor so explosive. If the reports are accurate, This trade instantly transforms the Dodgers' bullpen from solid to terrifying. CLASE could slide directly into the closer role, freeing up Evan Phillips for high-leverage situations earlier in games. The thought of CLASE finishing off October games at Dodger Stadium has fans buzzing with excitement, and rival teams quietly panicking. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.